Sorry about that. My SD card was full, so we'll just have a part two. But it's all settings done from the neural monitoring of what they want to see or what they want to have emitted from your sensories. Okay, your sight, your everything, your thoughts, what you see, what you feel, everything. They can control what they want from you and get that, and that's what they call mind control. Now, on the other hand, they can connect to a hologram, a broadcast, and live virtually as that broadcast. So they can be you or they can be a broadcast. And in that case, they can live virtually through the broadcast and see what the broadcast sees. And it's kind of the same as being connected to somebody with the eye covers on, and they see what comes from the broadcast, and they control it. And it is like it's them in their mind. It's like real. Um, then on the other hand, you have mind control sex, which is where they connect to each other. Okay, and in this case, a lot of times they won't use the eye covers or set it that way. They just set it to feel what somebody else feels. So they connect to each other and they have sex, and then it's like an overwhelm of sensories. So you feel what they feel and you feel what you feel at the same time, and they call that uh, that's called mind control sex. Or Emily used to call it EMF fucking. She would say she was EMF fucking because she's connected to somebody that's having sex with her, and she feels what they feel as she feels what she feels at the same time while they're having sex. And the same for the other person. They feel each other's feelings while they're having sex, and that's mind control sex, and they're very addicted to that. And another thing that they do is when they're on the broadcast device, which is like a higher powered device that you don't wear, you just have it rigged up somewhere and you sit like under it or whatever, and that makes you catatonic is what they call it, and it's like a sleep state. So you go into this sleep state, and meanwhile, in many cases, what I've learned is that when somebody, especially these girls, go into this sleep state on the broadcast device, then all the guys around just get to have sex with their body, their catatonic body. And in their mind, they're living virtually through a broadcast and probably having virtual sex with another broadcast. But it's supposedly it's like more real when somebody's having sex with your body at the same time or whatever. So um, mind control sex is a big part of what they do, and that's a lot of times what they broadcast to you. So if you feel like some weird sexual thoughts are hitting your mind, it's probably true because the favorite thing for them to do is to broadcast, especially to like their exes and stuff like that. So these girls, like my ex, she'll be involved with these orgies. Her and Emily and Kimberly and these other girls will be involved with these orgies at Antoine's house with all of these kids literally, from the neighborhood, and they'll broadcast that to me. You know why? And I've seen broadcasts where they're like, going around the circle, you know, with like oral sex and all. They all have these weird headsets on, and they're just everybody's having sex with everybody. Okay, so that's what they do, and that's a big part of mind control. Um, when you feel like they're mind controlling you, it's possible, okay, but it's not as likely because you're not wearing the headset to have this amplified signal sent into your mind. So most likely, you can break off from the mind control. If you feel like talking when they're talking along with you, feel like talking along with them when they're talking to you, then that is a form of mind control, and you're receiving their broadcast. So you can break off from that though, and they can't really just make you do something that you don't want to do, and that's not how mind control works. Now maybe over time they can manipulate and influence you, but they can't just really mind control you. They may can mind control you to talk, because when they talk to you, you're going to tend to want to talk along with them word for word because you're receiving that broadcast, and whether you can hear them very good or not. I mean, sometimes you can, and sometimes they're low or whatever, but you can always know what they're saying and talk along with them because that's how it is. It's a broadcast, and when you're receiving it, you tend to have the urge to talk along with them. So it's not like you're a mind reader. You're just receiving the broadcast that's broadcasted to you. So It's nothing special. They all do it, and they could talk along with each other for word for word for word, and that's just the the breaking the ice of things. Really, that's just the beginning. So there's a lot of things that can go on with this so-called mind control. It is a form of mind control with neural monitoring, but that's pretty much the basics of how it works with mind control from remote neural monitoring.